over there as it is here. So this whole spirit, you know, spirit thing didn't pan out. We're not ephemeral wisps of energy floating around cemeteries. And the first time I really got that was when using EVP. I learned it through talking to people on the other side. They told me, and Francis in particular, Francis Haley, told me in particular what life was like over there. There's another agency here. This is not about God. This is not about karma. There's something wrong. And that really is what got me started. And once I figured that out and I stopped being, you know, a cloud riding New Ager, the people on the other side began to talk to me really honestly. Because I said, you know, there's something wrong. You're not supposed to be there. This is not right. And that got their attention. And that's when they really asked me if I would try to help them. There's always entities here. For the first 2 years, Francis and the gang were in and out all the time. They would talk to me on my recorder. Now, I had glimpses of Francis, but it was very quick. But most of the time, I don't see or hear interdimensional, either people or reptilians. They would be here, they would comment on, you know, they knew about my habits, they knew about my life, they knew about, you know, there is no privacy whatsoever. At first, I did not believe that they were pulling me out of my body and or molesting me or raping me. I did not believe that. I thought I was completely protected. And by reversing myself, I found out that that was not necessarily true. That they can do that, and they do it to almost everybody, whether they remember it or not. See, I talk to myself in reverse. I ask myself questions and I give myself answers. And this part of my mind is much more aware than this shut down conscious state. Rape is one of the ways they feed, by the way. They call that alien honey. When they're in the process of raping somebody, they are ingesting your energy in that form. And now this is all astral. They extract fluids, body fluids. When they ingest people, they're not just eating meat. They are eating, what they're eating is, there's memory in our bones. They ingest elements, emotions, all these different things. Otherwise, they could just clone and eat people. You know, clone and eat and clone and eat. But that's not enough for them. The human body, when they ingest it, they take in much of what we are, or aspects of ourselves, not our true spirit or soul, but they will absorb our essences. So it's not just meat to them. When they extract spinal fluids, which they do from a lot of people, if you have bumps or funny things going on behind your neck or in the back of your head, they sell that. It's synthesized and it is a drug. It's like their cocaine. They transport bodies, body parts, and astral humans to Mars and to Orion, and they traffic in these. It's a big, big commerce. We are their whole life. Orion, Mars, and this, which are their two main bases of operation. They come from Orion. Mars they own. They have huge detention centers and huge meat lockers. Most of the people who die are taken to Mars and they have hanging pens where they then kill them again astrally in these hanging pens. I think they probably are raping people while they're getting ready to be hanged, because that is tremendous fear, and they ingest that energy. They will torture little children in front of their parents so that they can get that energy. I mean, there's no depths that this race will not stoop to.
Let me get the story right. The press claim that you claim to be the Son of God. Mm-hmm. Is that true?
Yes, you see, the thing is that it's quite funny, really. You know, 2,000 years ago, had a guy called Jesus sat here and said these same things, you would still be laughing. It's really funny that we've not really moved on that much.
God, as we call it, he's not some guy with a beard sitting on a throne saying, you have sinned and you shall be punished, or somebody out there It's actually within us. It's around us. It is everything. It is the consciousness that is expressing itself in all the variety of forms that we see. Obviously, we are at a different level of consciousness to a wall, but it's still, the wall is still God at a different level of consciousness. It's still the same whole. We discussed with Credo the story of the Chitahuli, the reptilian extraterrestrial race from another world that came to the earth in the far ancient world, that brought advanced knowledge which built many of the, according to conventional history, unexplainable, magnificent structures all across the world, thousands and thousands of years old, and also interbred with humanity, creating hybrid, crossbreed bloodlines. These bloodlines, as my own research for books like The Biggest Secret and Credo's immense knowledge of the African history, which he's gathered in his nearly 80 years of traveling this vast and amazing continent, both correlate the same story, remarkably, that this Chitahuli, this reptilian race, interbred with humanity, and the bloodlines became the almost demigods, the royal ruling lines of the ancient world, particularly in the ancient Near and Middle East, which were the middlemen, if you like, between the extraterrestrial gods to which people were literally sacrificed and the people in general.